So today we will talk about simple but effective patterns that can help you in trading. They call it our dark cloud cover and cloud gap. These patterns are particularly useful on weekends when the market trades over the counter OTC and we cannot really on trading view find more complex patterns. But don't worry, this pattern is very simple and doesn't require any special tools. We'll be able to identify it and open the trade on the pocket option chart even on weekends. Before we move on this practical part of today's video and open some traders based on this strategy, let me explain the theoretical part about these patterns. I will explain how they are formed, how to identify them, and where exactly to enter trades. Hello my dear friend, my name is Polly and you're on my YouTube channel. Today I will show you a new strategy. I'm confident that it will be profitable. I'm doing this to share my knowledge with you and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. I'm very happy when I see new subscriptions to the channel. These patterns are formed at the end of upward and downward movements and serve as reversal patterns indicating that the price is likely to change its trend direction in the near future. Therefore, at the end of the upward movement, if we have a dark cloud cover pattern forming, it signals that the price may reverse and start trading in a downward direction. Similarly, in a downward movement, if we have a cloud gap pattern forming, it signals that it may be the end of the downward movement and the beginning of the price trading on upward corridor. Let's mark several pattern formations, so dark cloud cover and cloud gap on the chart right now. After that, I will show you three examples how they are formed and how we can identify them. So, friends, here on the chart I will mark it for formed patterns, dark cloud cover and cloud gap. Let's take a closer look at these patterns. I will mark the dark cloud cover patterns in red and the cloud gap patterns in green. So, friends, these patterns are formed by two candles. As we can see here, we have a dark cloud cover pattern forms. We can identify if we notice that before this pattern formed, the price was moving in an upward direction. At the end, we see a large green candle followed by a candle of different colors, specifically red. It is smaller in size compared of the last candle in our upward movement. Therefore, this pattern is called dark cloud cover, and it signals that the price is likely to reverse and start trading in downward direction. As you can see, that is exactly what happened, and the same goes for the cloud gap pattern. Only here, on the contrary, we see that the price was declining and at the end after the last red candle, a small green candle forms. This indicates the formation of the cloud gap pattern, which signals that the price may reverse and start trading in an upward direction. What we observe is exactly what happened. These formations can all occur not only at the peaks of global upward or downward movements, but it can also form within the global trend. For example, here we see a global downward trend, but as we know, the price cannot always keep falling. It predictably goes through the corrections or it has risen. It will correct downward trends. If it has fallen, it will correct upwards. And during these corrections, dark cloud cover and cloud gap patterns will also form. So, here we see that there was no downward movement, and at the end of it, and a large red candle formed followed by a small green candle. This could serve as a signal for us that the bearish trend is losing its strength here, and the bullish trade is gaining strength. Therefore, here after this candle formed a closet on this third candle, we would enter a long position. The same goes for within trading movements. We observe a dark cloud cover formation. We also see that there was a small upward movement, and at the end of it, a large green candle formed, followed by a small red candle smaller in size than the last green candle in the upward movement. This could serve as a signal for us to open a short position in the downward direction. That's how our pattern look, friends. And now let's find a few traits or verify in practice that this strategy is indeed effective. So, I noticed the formation of a pattern for the British pound or to Canadian dollar currency pair. It is a dark cloud cover pattern, so let's switch to pocket and open a short trade. For 5 minutes within 5% of my deposits. For 6 minutes. So friends, as we can see, the trade is closing with a confident profit. Now let's take a closer look at what exactly happened here. As we can see, the price was moving in an upward direction and then a dark cloud cover pattern formed. This pattern signaled that the bullish trend was weakening and the bearish trend was gaining momentum. Accordingly, based on this signal, we opened a short trade. And since our time frame in 3 minutes, we entered the trade 2 candles ahead, which is 6 minutes. Here is another situation of a British pound to Canadian dollar currency pair. This time we're going for uptrend for 5 minutes with a 5% of the deposit. The situation formed on the 5 minutes time frame. We can notice that the dark cloud cover pattern and the cloud gap pattern have been working here rapidly. Here we can see the formation of the cloud gap pattern, and here we see the formation of the dark cloud cover pattern. And every time this pattern is formed, we can see that after the cloud gap, the price started a swift rise, while after the dark cloud cover pattern, a sharp downtrend movement began. Therefore, at the moment when the cloud gap pattern formed again, on this third candle we enter a 5-minute trade in the upward direction. And since it's a 5 minutes time frame, we expect this candle to close green and then continue the upward movement. Now let's switch to pocket and wait for the trade to close. So friends, as we can see, the trade closer is profit. Everything works perfectly. In theory and practice, I have explained and show you that wonderful patterns that work perfectly. A 100% effective strategy. Use it, guys. Thank you for your attention, my dear and beloved subscribers. I'm really pleased that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow my releases. I would also like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, of course, and Telegram channel where I conduct live sessions with you, my beloved subscribers. Don't miss your chance. Bye-bye.